happy to be here this morning. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I was excited about coming today. I was surfing the web and I found an interesting fact last night. It's on Facebook. It's a social network. I'm sure most of us are a part of it. But Facebook has over 400 million users now. And 100 million of those are using devices like this to access their website. And from your standpoint, that's a good thing for you because DuPont Electronics and Communications provides these devices for users to become a social community. I'm Justin Wilson, and I'm the Global Operations Manager for McKinsey. And with the help of my colleagues today, we're going to be diving deeper into how we can serve you. I want to go ahead and introduce everybody. This is Messavi-Presentation. He's our financial analyst. He's been with us for 10 years. He's very dedicated, and we're happy to have him on our team. This is Georges.MPG. He's our engineer. He's been with McKinsey for over 14 years. He specializes in implementing planning of transportation services. Brittany Meisenhower is our sales and marketing rep. She has been with us for 6 years. She has more than 12 years experience in marketing. And finally, Georges. He is our risk manager. And without him, we would not be in the financial state that we are in now in this economic recession. So he has become an irreplaceable commodity to our company. I want to go over an outline of what we're going to be talking today. Talk a little bit about the history of McKinsey, some of the problems that we've recognized in our research about DuPont Electronics and Communications, some of the benefits of having McKinsey as a consulting service, the implementation, the steps that we'll take to better solve these problems, how much it's going to cost you, and what the benefits to these costs will be. And then finally, we're going to sum everything up. We started out as a humble organization over 80 years ago, and now we serve over 70% of Fortune 500's most admired companies. And we did this through our dedication to our principles and values. And our main one is we only feel successful if our clients are successful. And we sacrifice our return on investment for your return on investment. We don't feel happy until you're happy. Again with our staff, but we feel that electronics and communications used to be a niche market. And now today, it's over $1 trillion industry, and it's only going to continue to grow as the world becomes ever more connected. We see that DuPont Electronics and Communication could be the cornerstone of DuPont's industry. And with this, we have recognized some of the problems in the situation that DuPont is in. But we believe that with correction of these problems, that we'll have a mutually benefiting relationship well into the future. I would like to now bring up Messavi. Messavi is going to talk about some of the problems that we have recognized.
Thank you, Justin. I'm going to introduce you to why we're here today. My name is Messavi. McKinsey team has found two main problems inside DuPont's supply chain. Number one, let me go first with the trade-off in logistics. The distribution strategy has to be well coordinated with the location and the suppliers. DuPont has all information that are not available at all levels. The database information system is divided in too many sections. This can be a bottleneck to the information sharing inside the company. Now, let's go to the second one. The distribution strategy. We have noticed DuPont is using a direct shipping as a method to ship the good to 8 customers. This is good, but what does this mean? Let's say, for example, let me take a few people between you guys as DuPont customers. Let's say, for example, Todd, Shane, Yvonne, Ron, say you guys are DuPont customers. Lisa, you are DuPont customer. So what happened here is, instead of DuPont suppliers ship the good to DuPont, DuPont make its suppliers to ship the good directly to Tyler. And they save on shipping time, right? Jonathan. So by doing that, they save too on storage. You save a lot on storage, and I really appreciate this system that DuPont is using. But what if I tell you Mackenzie have a better solution that will save your money? Now Rowan will be asking himself, yes, we will save our money, but what happened to the shipping time? Because if we only save our money and the customers are not satisfied, we don't want that deal. I have a response. You will also save on shipping time and storage. Many people will be wondering, this is not possible. And I will tell you, it is possible. Yes, we can do it because we are Mackenzie. I will give my voice to George to talk to you about some benefits working with us.
Thank you, Messavi. Hi, I'm Josh Eplin, and here at McKinsey & Company, we can directly benefit you and help your efficiency and productivity through your supply chain management through our plans that Messavi talked about. First, through our values and ideals. We value credibility here at DuPont. Credibility is a very important strategy with any company when you're consulting your strategy and efficiency. Also, availability. 24/7, we're available to any needs that your company needs. We also practice sustainability. This is the ability to endure, maintain, or most importantly, support, in your case. We are here to support you through any economic situation and any situation that might come in a fallen marketplace. Through our history of success, since 1926, we've been top leader in our industry. We've actually worked our way up since 1926 through the Great Depression and also through many other recessions since. We've been known as the firm in many corporate boardrooms across the U.S. and all over the world. We also have been referred to as the most powerful firm, marketing firm, or consulting firm in the world. 70% of Fortune 500's top, most admired companies have profited directly from us. Through our resources, we have a staff of over 18,000 employees. This is in over 80 countries and speaking over 100 languages all over the world. We have specialized divisions in corporate finance, strategy and risk, business technology, and also marketing and sales and operations. So we can satisfy any needs for any division of problem that arises. Here at McKinsey, we will ensure that we can be committed to you as an employee and as a friend. And we can meet any needs to make sure that your company becomes more efficient and more accessible to the changing marketplace. And I'll leave you with Brittany Messenheimer that will speak a little bit about the implementation of our plan.
For the implementation plan, we have a two-phase part, and the schedule is 3 parts. So for phase 1, we have the open database communications, and we need to update the software interface that DuPont is using so that it's standard through all levels of DuPont, because right now there's a lack of information sharing among employees. So it's not very productive right now because your employees are reworking each other's duties to finish their jobs, and through the information sharing you can complete your jobs better, and it'll be available throughout the whole company. And you'll also have more sources of data to complete these jobs. And during phase 2, we're going to focus on the transportation management. So for the first part, the transportation modeling, we would work with DuPont's customers so that we make sure that our databases are integrated and coordinated with theirs, so that a lot of the operation costs are eliminated that you're currently experiencing right now, and it would just provide a more guarantee that the supplies would arrive on time, and it would just create a better trust and relationship with the customers. And through the carrier management, we use a cross-docking strategy, and this is when we have an incoming truck, we make sure that right across the dock we have an outgoing truck ready and waiting, so that we can just transfer all the supplies and materials, so that you're eliminating the lag time involved and also the inventory costs. And the last part would be just a follow-up through our plan to make sure that everything is going successfully. So the improvement of technology is necessary because advanced technology is in such high demand right now that you need to make sure that not only are you following up on the current technology you're already using, but you're also adapting to the environment and catching up on the new things that are incoming. Also, we're going to focus more on the semiconductor fabrication materials, so that that area of your businesses continues to thrive. And for the 3-part schedule, we want to do it before the implementation plan, during and after, to make sure that every part of the process goes as smoothly as possible. So we want to make sure that our strategy and vision for the plan are aligned with the processes and policies of DuPont, and make sure that the stakeholders are engaged throughout the whole process and that they know that their best interests are at heart as well. And we work with your suppliers to do an audit to find the areas where they're lacking and coach them through the improvements that are necessary to create a sustainable, more cost-effective future. And we train the employees, because that's the most important part. If they're undertaking the new databases, they don't know how to use them or seek help when they don't know what they're doing, then they're not going to be really enthusiastic about the new changes that DuPont is experiencing. And since we want to create a more sustainable future, we focused on carbon strategies and ways to reduce the waste through the company. And we outreach socially throughout the company to make sure everyone's involved with this process and the undertaking's going well. And during the implementation, we conduct another supplier audit so that we make sure that the things we were originally coaching them on are going smoothly and they're following up on those pointers that we've given them. And we continue to measure the footprints for the carbon undertakings and any certifications that go along with the green to show the consumers that we have a focus on this, and create a communication-oriented culture throughout the company so that everyone feels like they're involved with it. And post-implementation, we create up-to-date reports and follow-ups to make sure that the costs that were incurred through this implementation are offset by what you're saving. And we'd also conduct case studies and reviews to make sure that you're experiencing continued savings through this plan. And to go into more depth on the financial budget, here's George.
Hello, my name is George, and I'm here to speak to you about your budget proposal. As my father always told me, do you want the job done quick, or do you want the job done right? He also told me to give 110%. Well, I combined those, took it a step forward, and I said, we'll get it done quick, and we'll get it done right. Now, how do we do this? There's multiple things. I'm going to focus on the key areas. The bottom line is, well, the definition of the bottom line is profit. The bottom line here is cost reduction. Well, how do we achieve that? You have reductions in time. You have increases in productivity. You have increases in sales that are an outcome of those increases and decreases. And then inevitably, you have an increase in the bottom line, which is profit. How do we get that? Well, first, we have reductions in time. This is done through our open database connectivity plan and our transportation management, which also includes carrier management. My colleague's already gone through this. It's basically a reduction in time due to cross-functional, adjoining cross-functionality, which decreases the time that people spend on the same material that has already been produced. And it also reduces the time for transportation. So with these times reduced, and the productivity of each employee and transportation, overall productivity for that matter, you increase your sales because the end consumer has received an idea of value added. You're along the supply chain, and value added comes in each step of the supply chain. So cost reduction is the bottom line here, but it'll inevitably lead to the bottom line of increased profits. Now, your investment's only about $980,000. That's minute. You're choosing world-class. We are world-class. We're number one in the world. We're McKinsey & Company. As my colleague just mentioned, we're known as the firm around the world, many corporate meetings and offices. Well, I like to say we are the firm. With our resources, our ideas, our team, we're going to bring you the best in the bottom line and the best service that any company has to offer. As my other colleague mentioned, we don't feel successful until our clients are successful. This is how we're going to bring this to you. We're going to bring it to you, and we're going to bring it to you by you feeling successful, and this is through what I just mentioned: time reduction, productivity increase, sales increase, bottom line increase, and us as a team. I'll hand it over to Messavi once more to wrap up the final benefits.
Thank you, George. So we have a long history, experience, achievement. But let me bring you something very important. So I want you to remember this. The plane we have built to DuPont is not a standard plane. Notice, it costs a lot of money to build a plane. You build a plane, a new plane, another one, and another one. A lot of companies don't like to do that because it costs so much money. So many consulting firms, what they do is they build a standard plane that can work for many big company needs as DuPont. In McKinsey, we don't like to do that. So what we do, we have studied DuPont supply chain operation very carefully. So the results that came out of this study is what we have been based on to build the plan for you. So this plan now that we have built it in a way that every single step in the DuPont supply chain operation that is fixable can be fixed. By doing this, we assume that you will appreciate the good work and keep working with us. So I have something, another important thing I want you to remember. Mackenzie is worldwide. We have partners all over the world. We have partners all over the world, and if ever your company needs to expand its business to another zone it is unfamiliar with, Mackenzie is ready to work with you guys. We will find potential customers that will need your service and make those customers work with you. Because of how much trust our clients have in us, they will be glad to work with you. I promise. Thank you very much.
Our customized plan for DuPont Electronics will put you at the forefront of your industry. There will be bumps in the road, however, but I can guarantee you that McKinsey & Company has all the ability with our talented staff to overcome these obstacles. I challenge you to take full benefit of our mutually benefiting agreement so we can serve your supply chain needs. To finalize the contract, contact me by next Monday, June the 5th, so that we can begin this exciting project. I look forward to doing business with DuPont Electronics Communications and creating a bright future for the two of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions that we can address at this time?
Any questions for the McKenzie team? Some questions?
What part of the world are you guys focusing on with the distribution plan?
Well, as I said before, we have companies all over the world. And then I recently learned that we have been expanding more in Africa than we thought. And then it currently part in our website that we are so excited that we have included Africa as a new expansion. So we've been going through China, Indonesia. Now newly we went to Africa, and we see there is a lot of opportunity over there, and we are trying to build it and go over there and make sure those people can develop to the business that they never have a chance to develop over there.
So you're expanding basically.
We expanded.
Africa.
China, we've been in China for mostly over 40 years. Now recently we went to Africa, South Africa, and the Central. So the McKinsey company is doing business with a lot of corporations down there. So the business is not really tight yet, but is expanding.
But those continents will be the focus of our distribution plan?
DuPont's, where would be interested in DuPont's expansion will be the major countries, which include the United States, Canada, European nations, Indonesia, and Japan and China. Those will be what we are focused on expanding your company and your span.
So
But-
not Asia and Africa, or?
Yeah, Asia and Africa would be part of it, but what the Messavi was talking about is we have the ability to expand everywhere, but those are the main ones that we'll focus on first.
As a risk manager, I'd like to take you into the perspective of managing risk. You don't want to go into a continent that is politically unstable, economically unstable, socially unstable first. That's why we're taking it slowly. Time. back the time, you don't have to take it quickly always. We're here to serve you, and we'll take it as your company needs it.
To that point, regardless of which country we go into first, how can we trust that the streamlined process that you guys are proposing will be effective? I mean, if we're a global company, are we going to try it out somewhere and see if it works first? Because I can imagine it would cost a little bit more than that to apply it to our company as a whole.
We've been a world-class leader in consulting. We've done consulting with other firms and supply chain management. We are confident that our team and our company will develop the perfect plan and make any adjustments as they're seen necessary by you, by us, and by the changing economy. Does that answer your question?
Okay, and I just had one other concern. Certainly, McKinsey has been well established, has definitely served prestigious clients very well. However, there has been some negative publicity surrounding some of the management consulting advice that you've given. Certainly, one example was the advice you gave AT&T that identified cell phones as a niche market. The other, which was significant, was Vision 2020, where you recommended that India largely to privatize a lot of major corporations as well as services like education, healthcare, and as a result, many small businesses have been struggling, and small investors were replaced with large corporations. I guess the most significant impact was that there's been mass unemployment largely due to this privatization. That coupled with another recent controversy where one of your executives in California, Mr. Kuman, was accused of insider trading and disclosure of clients' confidential information to outsiders, and this was relatively recent. This was in October 2009. How do you overcome some of those integrity issues as you work with DuPont? And certainly, you've got a good track record in many respects, but those three areas have been of major concern and publicized recently.
Right. I'll answer the second question, and I'll leave the third question to our sales and marketing. Privatization in the world economy, we're on a trend that's lasted, decades, if not centuries, since the Industrial Revolution. You want privatization, and the thing is that it leads to more productivity and more efficiency in the net productivity of the world, right? So as you see, this trend has moved forward into privatization. These economies that are more on that side versus on the more, I guess, socialist, communist side that have fallen and have exemplified why privatization is necessary. There is a small point in time where you will have job losses. You can see that in the United States, but that is a swing in the economy from manufacturing to services, or that's the United States example. In more developing nations, you can just see a shift in the economy from lower-end manufacturing to more higher-end, high-tech manufacturing. And this is seen across the world as this trend continues. I'll let her answer the question about publicity of a single person within our group.
The situation in California is a hit to us because credibility is so important to our company and the culture of McKinsey. So, no company is going to have completely favorable reputation and reviews all the time. So it's really important that we bounce back from that and acknowledge the mistake that our employee did make and just prove how we're going to regain the trust of our employees and our clients back through our effort to minimize situations like that occurring.
Was Mr. Kamran terminated as a result, or?
Yes.
Have you implemented any actual standards and goals and like procedures to make sure
Through
that from
staff training and situations like that, we're trying to tweak what we work on with the employees through things like the information sharing that does make it, you have to have a lot of trust if you're sharing a lot of information through the company about your clients. So you just have to make sure that the right people have that information who can be trusted with it, and we're making sure through our staff training programs that this extra precautions are taken to protect that sort of information.
All right, well, thank you again.
Thank you.